Hello, and welcome to Ice is Slippery, an unserious podcast about hockey brought to you by 1.5 hockey fans. My name is Kate, and I'm the hockey fan.
Yeah, and my name is Fred. I'm half a hockey fan.
Good morning, Fred. How are you today?
I am good. I've had coffee today, which I haven't had in a while.
Yeah. Good.
So watch out, everyone.
I was going to say, good luck for me and the rest of my day. I might have to run screaming into the neighborhood.
Yep.
He's a lot, guys.
Yeah, no, it's energy drinks are much more chill for me than coffee.
It's true, and it's weird, and I don't like it.
Yep.
But this is where we are. So.
And I'm having some of this terrible tasting coffee right now. I'm stacking it on.
Delicious. Well, let's distract ourselves from the terrible coffee by talking about hockey.
All right.
So we got some news from around the league.
There was a little news this week.
There was a lot of news.
Oh, a lot of news? Okay.
Well, we'll start with the littler news, and then we'll work our way up to the bigger news.
Sounds good.
So remember when Mikko Rantanen signed with Dallas and Rod Brind'Amour said that Mikko showed up in Carolina and said, I only want to play for 4 teams and you're not one of them. And Mikko and his agent were like, that is so not what happened. But people didn't really believe him because they had already kind of decided that he had a bad attitude or whatever.
Right.
So Rod was interviewed this week, and the interviewer was like, hey, what was it like to hear from Mikko that he didn't want to play for you? And then Rod was like, let's clear the air on that. Okay, he didn't actually ever say that to me. I just knew what he was thinking, but he never actually told me. So shocking news. Rod Brind'Amour was not being accurate when he said that the first time. Yeah.
Oh, so he actually said that?
Yes, he actually admitted that Mikko never told him that.
Wait, but no, did he say that Mikko told him that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was still conjecture. I didn't know he actually said that.
No, he said it straight up. Like as soon as the trade was inked, he was like, well, Mikko showed up and he was like, there's only 4 teams I'll play for and you're not one of them. And yeah, Mikko and his agent had to be like, that's not what happened. And the Carolina GM was like, Rod's emotional. That is not what happened. But people still wanted to believe it. But yes, Rod has walked that back now. He still is like, I mean, I know in my heart what he felt like. He didn't say it out loud, but like, I understand what he was feeling.
Right. But he came up with a very specific number of 4 teams.
Yes, he came up with a very specific number of 4 teams.
Interesting. Okay.
So I am just shocked that somebody who comes across as so like emotionally stable, would wildly invent such a story.
Yeah, he does seem pretty cool, calm, and collected behind the bench.
Yes, exactly. So
even before I knew his name or anything about him, I was like, man, that guy looks stressed out.
He sure does. It got posted online and people were like, oh, well, I'm sure all the Carolina fans will forgive Mikko Rantanen now, right? And then people were like, no.
Oh, so these fans don't let anything die.
Yeah, it's true.
Across the league, across teams. Hockey fans some of them are really unhinged.
It's true.
Some of them just make it their whole personality.
Why are you looking at me so intensely when you say that? I feel personally attacked by this.
Sorry, it's the coffee talking.
I'm so sure it is. The NHL social media accounts posted a video of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl doing what they call a besties quiz, but is clearly just like a newlywed game quiz.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is a newlywed thing, isn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
The very first question is about what they eat for their pregame meal. Connor said that he eats chicken and pasta and said that Leon eats the same thing.
Is that like a Canadian thing, saying pasta?
I don't know. Apparently, I've never heard it before, but they both really leaned into the pasta.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening? I don't. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So you cut to Leon, who does say that he eats chicken and pasta. He does say it the same way.
Maybe it's a German thing too.
Leon is just Canadian at this point.
Pretty much.
If you listen to him talk, he sounds way more Canadian than he does German.
Yeah.
So Leon says he eats chicken and pasta, but he says that Connor eats chicken and rice and pasta, and that he also uses sweet potato as dressing on his pasta because he doesn't like condiments. So basically he uses sweet potato instead of tomato sauce. And what's really funny about it is just the way he immediately launches into it. Like you can tell he's been dying for like somebody to ask him about Connor's pregame meal.
He certainly has opinions about it.
Yeah, he just is like so fondly exasperated over the whole thing. He's like, listen to what my weird husband eats for his pregame meal.
I don't know if I consider like a marinara sauce to be a condiment, but
yeah, it's a sauce.
He just doesn't like things put on his food, I guess.
Yeah, which, I mean, I guess same kind of for me sometimes.
Sure.
But like, I don't know. A sweet potato is not the same as a sauce.
No.
Like, he didn't make it sound like it was like a sweet potato puree or something.
No, it sounds like he mashes up sweet potatoes, like with his fork on
Or
top.
even just sprinkles them on top of his food and is like, that's it. That's my seasoning.
Maybe he has like a ricer and he rices them on top or something.
Oh, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anytime I think that guy can't get any weirder, he does.
He does seem to have something against tomatoes, though.
He definitely has like a personal vendetta against tomatoes.
Yeah. He's not going to be doing any tomato council ads anytime soon.
They have too much flavor and he won't abide by it.
They're too versatile of an ingredient.
They just simply have too much flavor. We cannot handle that. It's too intense.
Yep.
So, but yes, I just really enjoy how Leon is annoyed, but also just like, he's so cute.
Yeah.
My weird husband.
You said what? Fondly exasperated.
Yes.
That's like the perfect turn of phrase for that interview.
Yeah, no, but just like immediately, like, he's like, okay, let me tell you. And he just knows every single detail.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can't really judge because I'm weird about food too sometimes, but like, you and I have been together 20 years and I don't think you could probably get into that granular of a detail on some of my weird food stuff.
No, I'm still...
Nor should you.
I'm still guessing all the time. I'm like, I hope she likes this. Oh, she doesn't like it.
But that's okay. And that's fine. So, you try it. And that's all. That's the important thing. And that's also, it's my weird issue, not yours. So
True.
There you go. Some more news came out of Worlds as well. Adam Fantilli, who plays for the Blue Jackets, apparently asked Marc-Andre Fleury for a stick. Like, hey, can I have one of your sticks?
Okay.
And Marc-Andre Fleury was like, sure. And Adam Fantilli was like, in exchange, you can prank me. And Marc-Andre Fleury was like, great. So he played different pranks on Adam Fantilli every day.
Okay.
And one of them was that he sewed the hem of one of his pant legs shut so he couldn't get dressed after the game.
Oh, that's fun.
And I just thought it was really great that these young kids, because I think Fantilli's like 21 maybe, are just giving these old guys their enrichment activities,
Yeah.
in their enclosure. It's like, oh, let's keep the old man entertained.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I want a stick so you can prank me. And like, I don't know. I just thought it was really cute. Like, probably it's a great story for him. Like, not only did I get a stick, I also got him to prank me.
Right. Yeah. He's got I don't know. It's a little weird, but...
He's just so well known for his pranks.
I know, but asking to be pranked is kind of lame.
I don't know. I just think it was sweet. I think he was just like, I don't have anything I can offer because I am a baby. So, but I know you like to prank. So why prank me?
Why don't you make me your target?
Exactly.
Yep.
So I thought it was nice.
That is nice, I guess. I'm more interested, having a slight background in sewing, to know how that all went down. Was it hand sewn? Did he have like one of those little travel like hand sewing machine things? Did he get someone to do it? Did he
Yeah, no, there's a lot to consider about how he pulled that off.
Right.
So,
what kind of stitch did he use? Did he thread the needle before he just so many questions?
Did he have a seam ripper so they could like restore it afterwards?
Absolutely. These are inquiring minds want to know.
These are the concerns.
Yeah.
We got to get Fleury on the podcast and ask him all of your sewing related queries.
Like, so when did you learn to sew, sir?
And then this was just one really silly bit of news I found last night. So on the Panthers, there are some Finnish players, Anton Lundell and Eli Luosterainen. And apparently Brad Marchand has been calling them, Lundell thought he was calling them Finnish females for about the last month.
Okay.
And he was just like, okay, I mean, yeah, that's just probably one of his jokes because he's a weird guy. Like, haha, I guess we're the Finnish females. And then I guess he finally asked, he was like, why does Brad keep calling us the Finnish females? He's been calling them the Finnish phenoms.
Oh.
But apparently, like, it sounds like, I don't know, maybe the word women or female is pronounced in Finnish differently.
Sure,
I'm not entirely sure. It was a little confusing in the article. But it just, that he was just like, yeah, no, this makes sense. I guess we're just the Finnish females now. He was really calling them the Finnish phenoms because he plays on a line with them. And but it has gone back to Brad. So now he calls Lundell a Finnish woman sometimes.
That's funny. I always enjoy people saying things and not understanding it. Like I had that way back at work. I had a guy that worked there. He called me Frank for 3 years straight and I never corrected him.
It's true.
And he came up to me one day. He's like, wait, your name's Fred? And I was like, yeah. He's like, what the hell, dude? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. You said it once or twice, and then I thought it would be weird to correct you, so I just let you call me Frank for 3 years.
You definitely became the weird one in that scenario.
Yeah, totally.
Oh man, I'm sure he still talks about you to this day, as in like, I used to work with this guy and I called him the wrong name for 3 years and he just never corrected me. What a weirdo.
Sorry, Chuck. My bad.
Turns out his name isn't Chuck at all.
It might not be.
So that's kind of it for around the league news. It was kind of a light week, just some silly little bits.
Yeah.
The big news came out of Dallas.
It sure did. Luckily, we have a Dallas Stars podcast.
I like to dabble a little bit.
Dabble in the stars.
So the biggest news
happened.
It happened.
You didn't think it was going to happen.
I didn't think it's going to happen. I'm going to say on the air, on a recording, I was wrong.
Yeah.
That happens very infrequently. Not that I'm wrong. I'm wrong all the time, but I never admit it.
Right.
Much less in like a forum where
it
can be tracked.
I mean, you kind of have to admit it because you were like, I don't think there's any way they let him go.
I am so happy to be wrong. I am, in a way, I think maybe I was just trying to like protect myself from like the disappointment if they didn't get rid of him.
Right.
So I was just like, I'm just going to convince myself that they're going to keep him. But no, I really didn't think they might get rid of him because it just felt like, I mean, the coaching market is not looking super hot right now.
No, all the good ones got bought up by Philly and the Ducks.
Apparently. Gross. Yeah, no, it's like even like former head coaches are taking assistant coaching positions now at different places. Yeah. So like Derek Lalonde, the guy who looks like Gru, just took on an assistant coaching position somewhere.
Okay.
So things are crazy out
Things
there.
are crazy, yeah. Well, I didn't see how they couldn't let him go. And I'm glad I was right.
I also didn't see that, but I was like, if anyone can figure out a way how to fuck this up in Dallas, no offense. Like, I generally trust Jim Nill, but ever since the Matt Dumba hiring, I've been a little the man is fallible. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Your eyebrows raised ever since the Dumba.
I mean, I definitely freaked out that day. I was like, what's happening? Why would we do this? This is a terrible idea. And I stand by that.
Yep.
So again, nothing against him personally, just not a good fit for the team.
Absolutely. Which, I mean, he did not play one playoff game.
Right.
So
there you have it.
That maybe says something.
Right. I mean, again, that's maybe a little bit DeBoer and his like, we don't play physical hockey, but also I think he just wasn't good enough. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's like a whole other can of worms.
Yep.
But no, I was really afraid they were going to just stick with the status quo on it. But apparently, I did sort of start to have a little hope earlier in the week when reports started coming out that when the players were doing their exit interviews, a lot of them were pretty unhappy with Peter DeBoer, not just because of the Jake situation, which many of them were upset about that, but also about several situations during the Western Conference Finals.
There was other things that were marked on his report card.
Yes. Yeah. That we
don't know about.
No, there's a lot of speculation that the players were not happy that he forbade them from, getting any kind of payback after Rope's foot.
Right.
And things like that. So.
But there must have been things before that, too.
It sounds like there was unrest even before that going into it. So
it was a very similar statement to Briere with Torts, where like, oh, no, the thing he did in Toronto definitely was part of it, but there was also other stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of like this is the straw that broke the camel's back kind of situation.
Yeah.
So, the official statement that came out on Friday said, in part, after careful consideration, we believe that a new voice is needed in our locker room to push us closer to our goal of winning the Stanley Cup. So a new voice, I think is pretty clear.
Yeah, that is a statement of some variety.
It is certainly a statement of some variety.
Yeah,
they're pretty clear about it. So we did get a pretty lengthy press conference with Jim Nill on Friday.
Which we watched. It
was almost a half hour. That's a long time for you to watch something.
Yeah. It was good.
It was. No.
He's a remarkable person. You can just tell.
He's very well spoken. He did a great job of answering questions, not feeling like he was trying to hide or obfuscate anything while still being really, I think, generous and kind to the people involved. Even Pete, not like downplaying any things that he had accomplished over his time and still sort of giving him his props while also making it clear that like the stuff he said about Jake, he wasn't like it was bad, but he was like, I personally was not a fan of that. Like he did say like, he wasn't like necessarily like the polling of Jake wasn't the issue for him.
Right.
Because, and he's said this before, as a GM, he really lets the coach. And like, if that was the coaching decision, that was the coaching decision. It was the afterwards that was the problem. And he was like, obviously it was like a problem with everyone. Mm-hmm. He did say, I think Pete also felt remorseful. And I was like, okay, like that seems like you're being really generous. Like if you're, I think Pete felt remorseful.
Yeah. Yeah. Pete was, yeah. No, I like Jim. I like listening to him talk. He's a real straight shooter. He reminds me of some of the CEOs and CIOs that I've rolled with in the past of just like, I don't know, executive types at that level operate differently, see the world differently, speak differently. And he like, I would go like for a mentorship under him.
Yeah.
Even though he's not an IT person, I'd be like, no, you can teach me a lot of things. Like he's that kind of leader, I think. And it's pretty obvious. Everyone knows that.
Oh yeah. No, he was great. He was just so thoughtful about it. And, I think everyone was like kind of expecting Pete to be fired like the day after the playoffs. And
right.
The fact that he wasn't just kind of shows how measured Nil is about that kind of thing. And he's not reactive. He's going to put in the thought and take the time to do everything. And he is going to, get everybody's input. He said that he does listen to the players. And
I liked how he said that he listens to them, but he also knows when the players are like full of bullshit.
Right, exactly. He's like, you can't just like let go of every coach just because players don't like are mad at them or whatever. Right. But like sometimes you're like, okay, no, this is the time.
Yeah. So. What did he say? Something like, he's like, yeah, no, the players that only get 5 minutes a game are going to come in and be like, this coach sucks. And he's like, I get it.
Yeah. He's like, you have to look at the context of everything. So.
Yeah, he's real analytical in his decision making. He's a measured decision maker.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So it was good. I'm really happy. One thing I'm a little puzzled about is that, Pete's gone, but apparently Steve Spott is still here.
I know. You sent me a meme that Steve Spott's gone, and then you told me Steve Spott wasn't gone.
Yeah, no, I just assumed because like Steve Spott and Pete are buddies and they go wherever together.
I mean, he still might go, right?
He will still likely go. Usually what happens is a coach goes and then the new coach gets hired and kind of cleans house and gets rid of people and brings in their own people.
Yeah.
And generally what happens is when Pete gets hired somewhere, he gets rid of people and he brings in Steve Spott to be his power play guy and suck at it. So I'm imagining somewhere we'll hire Pete because there is a sort of shortage of good coaches out there right now.
Yeah.
And Pete is a fine coach.
Everyone thinks he's great.
Everyone thinks he's good. So like he has had some success. Obviously he's had success, You
can get him so far.
He can get him to a certain point. So he has that going for him.
Yeah.
So I imagine he'll get hired and bring Steve Spott on, or whoever we hire will bring other people on and people will go. But yeah, pretty much our whole rest of our coaching lineup, like we've got Steve Spott, we have Misha Donskov, we have Alan.
You don't know how to say it.
We have our defense coach.
Got our defense coach.
Nazardine.
Nazardine, okay.
I don't know.
I've never heard any of these names.
Elaine Nazardine.
You could just make it all up.
Sorry, I think it's Elaine Nazardine. Yeah, I took 6 years of French. I'm very good at pronouncing French names. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so he's great. And Jim did say that everybody would be sort of considered for the head coaching job should they want to.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're in danger of getting Steve Spott head coach. So.
That'd be funny. No, I feel like the AHL guy is the one that's on everyone's mind, right?
So far, everyone is hoping that Neil, I can't remember his last name, for the Texas Stars gets bounced up and pushed up. It would be kind of good because he has worked really closely with a lot of our players because so many of our players,
came up through that system because we really do develop in-house a lot of the time. So he's worked with Jake, he's worked with Harles, he's worked with Wyatt.
Bishel, Wyatt. Well, no, not really Wyatt because Wyatt kind of came straight to us.
Okay.
But yeah, he's worked with a ton of the guys on the team.
Right.
Robo, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Rope.
And he's already a part of the organization.
Knows the culture. has had good success. I mean, the Texas Stars are, sort of in the finals of their playoff run right now, too.
Mm-hmm.
So he does not have any NHL coaching experience, which could be a setback for him.
Yep.
But I do like that Jim is willing to consider sort of young coaches. He said he's willing to consider a European coach, especially since we have so many Europeans on the team.
Get that Finnish coach right over here.
Although he did point out that then that's a whole different thing, like with the size of the rinks and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. It's like a whole different. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, there's options and possibilities. So I'm excited and optimistic to see what the future brings.
Yeah. No, it'll be exciting. I know he did say there's like a new crop of up and coming coaches, but like if nobody hires these guys that haven't coached like in the NHL before, like how do they just go from assistant coach? I don't know how it works. Like,
yeah, a lot of them will come on as an assistant coach and then will take over, or they'll get their coaching gigs at a team that's maybe still trying to get competitive.
Okay.
You're not going to usually necessarily get hired to be a head coach for a strong Stanley Cup contender, which the Stars have been for 3 years now.
Right.
So that might be...
They want somebody that are, like you were saying, that knows where the back door is to the away arena. Like he said something like the players are going to look to make sure this guy knows what he's doing. And if he's like walking around like, ooh, how do I do this? How do I do that? They're not gonna like that.
Yeah, that is definitely a concern to be had. But at the same time, I think it could bring like fresh energy. I do hope that the players, maybe have like a chip on their shoulder after the way he ended things and come in and just want to have a real big fuck you season next year.
Yeah.
Because they did feel just so sort of lackluster, really a lot of the season this past season. And I think maybe a lot of it was just like not responding to Pete anymore. So
yeah, no, they're going to go have their hot girl summer now.
Yes.
Luckily, Brat Summer's still going on, so they can do that thing too.
Fred has so many opinions on Brat Summer, you guys. It's exhausting. The endless Brat Summer.
The endless Brat Summer, yeah. My God. Well, I hope that they hire either Jessica Campbell or John Tortorella. So I'm putting all my eggs in those baskets.
Jessica Campbell head coach, John Tortorella assistant coach.
I love that. I think that'd be amazing.
This is why Fred's not allowed to have opinions, you guys.
I think that don't let me play GM mode because I'm going to shake things up.
Just for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love torts, but I don't think our boys can handle the torts.
No, and Boston hired somebody, so Torts for Boston is out. Hashtag Torts for Boston. That one's dead.
Yeah, there is the whole like fake meme going around about him getting hired to coach the PWHL Seattle expansion team.
I think that'd be amazing too.
I think he would get eaten alive. I think those women would kill him and hunt him for sport. So
go predator mode on him.
Absolutely. And he would deserve it. And I love him, but he would absolutely deserve it. They'd be like, no, thank you. The other big thing out of the press conference in Dallas was that we got the injury report of the Stars. So Tyler Seguin and Leon Bischel were both playing with shoulder injuries throughout the playoffs.
Yep.
And keep in mind, Tyler is obviously still healing from his hip, issue.
Hip replacement, yeah.
Not replacement, but, full like surgery.
Yep.
Bish apparently also has been playing with a plate in his ankle for a couple of years because he broke his ankle a couple of years back.
Yep.
And he was having that removed the day of the press conference.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's been bothering him a little too.
Yeah. I don't know the first thing about that, but it can't be ideal for moving your ankle and stuff.
No, I mean, credit to Bish. I think he looked really good throughout the playoffs. Yeah, I think he did a great job for his first season in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Under the circumstances he was there.
I mean, obviously you think that.
I mean, he is my favorite child of the hockey children. I have my one child that I gave birth to, and then I have my hockey children, and he's my favorite of my hockey children.
Yeah.
So Robo has been playing through an MCL sprain. That was the injury he got in the last regular season game.
What's that?
MCL, it's the median crucial ligament. It's a knee
thing. Okay.
So yeah, sprained ligament in the knee. Pretty painful. And so he still wasn't 100% when he came back in partway through the playoffs. He started to get mostly back to full strength around the end, right when he started scoring goals again.
Right when he was carrying the team.
He was like, okay, my knee's strong enough. You bitches get on my back.
Right.
So,
it's like, but somebody else got to do something too.
Yep. And then nobody did.
Nope.
And then we all knew Rope's foot was broken, but something we did learn was that apparently his foot kept bleeding for 2 days. Maybe like, I guess the way the bone poked through or something.
Right, like the swelling and the bleed. Like they had to drain it.
Yeah, it just kept bleeding for 2 days. So they had to keep draining vials of blood out of his foot for 2 days, is how they put it, which is just totally cool and normal stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I know when I'm at my job, I'm like, hey guys, I just need a day to get all these vials of blood drained out of my foot, and then I'll be right back to it.
Be right back to it with my broken foot.
With my broken foot, doing my stuff.
This blood's just really getting in the way of lacing up my skates.
I mean, remember too, he really kept up with Connor McDavid on a breakaway and almost had him.
Yeah.
He did that with like a broken foot that is just bleeding blood.
Yeah.
So,
well,
good.
I don't know. I feel like they're still playing the long game on that one. There are people still in comments like just will not let, I don't know. They've got like a vendetta against him and refuse to believe anything without like, I don't know, third party, like independent review.
They could go with Rope Hintz. They could be like a certified x-ray technician, and they could go with him and administer the x-ray themselves. And they would still be like, this is an old injury. This doesn't prove anything.
Yeah. It's
like once they have decided something, like they're so afraid to admit that they're wrong, they will just quadruple down until the end of time.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
These are the unhinged fans.
These are the unhinged fans.
And there seems to be a lot of them. And I don't know, Rope's wronged them in some way by breaking his foot.
It's because he's too beautiful.
It is. They hate his beauty.
They hate his beauty. He's just too beautiful and glamorous, and they can't handle it.
They're like the villagers in Beauty and the Beast or something.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
Probably not, but let's go with it. There was a clip that came out this week of the handshake line at the end of the Dallas Edmonton series. And you can see Darnell Nurse and Rope Hintz in the handshake line. And Darnell Nurse goes, sorry about that, Rope. And Rope kind of like pats him on the chest like, there, dude.
It's like, it's just hockey, bro.
He's like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's fine.
Yep. He's like, we weren't going to win anyway. We hate Pete DeBoer.
But yeah, just like, sorry about that. And someone's like, yeah, real great nonchalant apology there, Darnell.
Darnell Nurse.
Yeah. So Darnell Nurse's cousin Sarah traded, or well, not projected in the expansion draft, so has now gone to Seattle.
Poached.
Their first signings. Yes, poached.
Yep.
So yes, she's my favorite Nurse hockey player.
She's
my favorite hockey player in the Nurse family.
Yeah, she's the best nurse.
She's the best nurse. And we've been saying this for a while, even pre-broken foot.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so that'll be exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope she's happy with that. I don't know if she is or not.
I guess her whole family lives in Toronto, so it's like it's gonna be real weird not to like have my family there at all my games anymore. She was like, they did say that they bought all Scepters merch, so they're just gonna keep all that and keep going to the Scepters games.
Yeah.
So
oh boy.
She was like, but I think they'll get my stuff for when I'm in town. So
yeah.
Oh.
Somebody else got traded or picked up that was like a big deal.
Hilary Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's amazing.
Oh, it was Hilary Knight? Yeah. Oh, I even know her.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've been talking about her for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like Olympic royalty, basically.
Yeah. And that terrible person had some comment about people booing her or something.
Oh, I did not hear about that. I don't pay attention to her, but
yeah.
Britta Curl.
I think it was.
Maybe.
Something about she'd rather play for fans that are booing than like an empty arena or something. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if it was her. I'm just making shit up.
Oh, well, that does happen sometimes.
But anyway, you can look that up later.
I will look that up later and see. That seems fun. So, all right. Well, I guess that's kind of my Dallas Stars news. Any big thoughts on any of that, or have we kind of covered it?
My only big thoughts are Jessica Campbell and Torts. Coaching tandem. That's actually what I'm going.
Coaching tandem. It's like a goalie tandem, but yes. It's a coaching tandem.
That is actually my new thought. I just had it, and it's the best one I've had all day.
But like, does Jessica Campbell deserve that? Like, she doesn't deserve to have to deal with him.
I don't know. I feel like she could get him in line.
She could, but like, why is it always up to women to like deal with terrible men?
I mean, because men are terrible.
Well, yes, so, I know.
Like, that's how it's going to go down.
I mean, but like, why? Why can't men just work on being less terrible?
It hasn't worked out that way. Doesn't seem like we're on that path as men.
Well, maybe you should tell them to do that.
All right. Maybe me and Jessica Campbell.
Okay, you and Jessica Campbell.
I'm going to have to be assistant coach. I can't handle the head coach responsibilities.
You can't handle any kind of coaching responsibilities.
They're going to laugh at me when I lace up my skates and step on the ice.
You don't know what you're doing.
They're going to be like, dude, do you know how to skate? I'll be like, sort of.
You're like, I did it once when I was a child. All right. Well, I guess let's move on to the only hockey that's still happening.
Yeah.
And that is the Oilers versus the Panthers Stanley Cup Finals.
Cool.
All right. So game one. Both the first two games are in Edmonton.
Did we already talk about game one last week?
No, I don't believe we did.
Okay. Yeah, right.
No, we couldn't have because it wasn't until like Wednesday of this week.
Okay.
We had a big long break, remember?
I do vaguely. We watched the movies.
We did. Yeah. No, we've been watching movies. We've been catching up on our Jeopardy backlog.
Yeah.
It's all kinds of great old people stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
So game one was... in Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
So they, announced the sort of starting, opening lineup, and they, had the camera panning across all the Panthers players getting booed. And Evan Rodriguez was like...
He was loving it.
So happy to be booed. You've never seen anybody. He looked so like mischievous. He had like his tongue poking up.
He was like...
his teeth, like, who, me?
He was like taking a shower in like booze and just
rolling around in it, like a dog in like a mud puddle, like
in a boo puddle. A boo puddle?
What?
A puddle of booze.
Oh, okay, I got it. We'll workshop that one.
Yeah, we'll work on that one. But yeah, no, his facial expression was funny as hell.
So mischievous, so funny. It was great. Yep. I loved it. And yeah, the Oilers came out of the gate chomping at the bit. Leon Draisaitl opened the scoring just 1 minute and 6 seconds into the game.
Yeah.
Looking great. And, he didn't score, I think, any goals in the final last year. So
okay.
He was also playing injured. So,
yeah.
So he looked great. But then after that, the Panthers took over for a little bit. There were goals from Sam Bennett and Brad Marchand. Mm-hmm. So the Panthers were up 2-1 at the end of the first. And then the second period started and they widened their lead 2 minutes into the second with another goal from Sam Bennett, everyone's favorite Florida Panther.
I tell you what, the more and more he's on the screen, the less and less I like him.
It's funny because you just really are like I just want everybody to have a good time and play a good game.
Yeah.
And even if it's even if you're like cheering for a team, you're just like, oh, that other play was really good too, though. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You're like the chillest person ever, but we'll talk about it a little later. But in game two, you were definitely very anti-Bennett. I've been anti-Bennett since the Toronto series. Yeah, no, it's ever since he took out the Stolars. Yeah. Nope, you've been on the anti-Bennett train, and it's very fun to watch because usually I'm the petty one in this relationship.
I'm not going to let this one go. Him and Tom Wilson can do something else for all I care.
Those are big words from you.
Yeah. I hope you do something else other than this.
Yeah. You should go elsewhere.
Absolutely. Get a different job.
So Victor Arvidsson did have a responding goal. So the second period closed with the Panthers still up, but it was 3-2. And then a little over 6 minutes into the third, Matthias Ekholm tied the game for Edmonton, and that would be enough to push it into overtime. So both teams really battled through OT. Both goalies were looking good. Stu Skinner was pretty dialed in the first game.
Yeah.
And it was looking like it might go to second OT. But then with 30 seconds left to go, Edmonton was on the power play, and Leon Draisaitl scored the game-winning goal.
Yeah.
And Edmonton won game one.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I had to tap out. I don't know.
It was a weeknight, yeah.
It was a weeknight, and I was tired, and I tapped out. I saw like the first 5 minutes of overtime. I was like, I just can't anymore. So, yeah.
No, it was a really good one, though.
It was. I watched it the next day, and quite the effort from the old Edmontons.
The old Edmontons. Really, I really enjoyed the game. I'm pulling for Edmonton, so I was happy with the win. We all know how I feel about Leon Draisaitl, so for him to get 2 goals, including a game winner, was great. But really, the highlight of the evening was the post game. The TNT guys interviewed Matthias Ekholm, who has been out most of the series. This was, I think, his second game back. And, you know, everybody is obsessed with why does Edmonton have the Pink Pony Club as their winning song, and why do they play that in their locker room? And they keep trying to find out why, and the Edmontons won't tell them.
Yep.
So they were like, hey, what do you think about that Pink Pony Club song? And he's like, oh, I wasn't familiar with it, but it's very catchy and I like it, which is very cute. And then we also saw Leon get interviewed post game, and, you know, there are those cardboard cutouts that are very popular where there's like, it's like a pink pony cutout. It looks like Pinkie Pie from
it is
My Little
Pie,
Pony
right?
Pie. Yeah. Or from My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony Pie.
Oh, don't eat ponies.
No, don't do it.
Don't put ponies in pies.
Yeah, no, that's mean. And yeah, she's got Leon's face on her, like superimposed over her face.
Yep.
And these are just cutouts that you see at the game sometimes. So there was a fan who had one of those and came up like behind him while he was being interviewed, so you could see that. And then the TNT guys were just very entertained by that. And then old grandfather Wayne Gretzky was like, what's this Pink Pony Club? Is that a band or is it a singer? And then Paul Bissonnette, aka Cheesecake Factory, had to very like earnestly explain to him, like, no, it's a song and it's very popular and it's all over the radio and it's a girl who's a singer. And Wayne's like, Canadian or American? And it's like, okay, that's the important thing there. And then he's like, yeah, we'll play it for you after the show. And Wayne's like, I'm gonna make it my ringtone, just like,
because he still got ringtones going on.
Apparently, yeah, nope, just looking like the Crypt Keeper, not knowing anything that's going on, but just, I don't know. It was kind of a surprisingly charming little exchange where it was just trying to explain pop culture to your, you know, ancient Crypt Keeper grandfather.
I don't know that Gretzky's going to love that song.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily think it would like resonate with like the hockey fans of Edmonton.
Yeah.
And I do believe most of them don't know what it's about.
Right. They're not singing the lyrics.
There's a lot of dudes there who are singing it, and I'm like, do you know what that's about? Okay. But I do love it. It's great that song has just become such a hockey anthem out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was really cute and funny. So.
Yeah. And somebody pointed out somewhere, and I mentioned this to you, like, so they've got Pink Pony Club as their like team song, right? And,
yes.
And they've got La Bamba.
Right.
As whatever song La Bamba is.
That's like their, I guess in general, it's their post-victory song.
Their post-victory song. And then Leon Draisaitl's goal song is Deutschland.
By Rammstein.
Yes. Which is just that cracks me up.
It's a very different vibe.
That's a very different vibe. It's very different.
This is why hockey players aren't allowed to have the aux cord.
Yeah. Don't give them the aux. It's going to be Morgan Wallen and Rammstein.
I was just about to say it's nothing but Morgan Wallen and then whatever else is happening. So I have seen those interviews where they're like, who can't have the aux cord? And everyone always says Leon is not allowed. So
right.
That checks out now. I can understand that.
Yeah, he was very, during that, the newlywed game thing, he was very non-descriptive about like his pre-game song. He's like, oh, I just like everything.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't want to be made fun of.
Yeah, no, he's like, I just whatever music.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid, obviously, he was like, he likes country, probably Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
That was accurate.
Yeah.
So
Morgan Wallen and rom-coms are guaranteed okay answers for hockey players.
That's always gonna hit with a hockey player.
Yep.
You want to land yourself a hockey player, just play some Morgan Wallen and have a stack of rom-coms in the backseat and you'll lure him in.
Or Step Brothers.
They
all love Step
They
Brothers.
sure do. Listen, if you're looking for that wag life, here's how you get them.
Here's how you get it. Just be like, hey, you want to come over and watch Step Brothers?
Be hot and blonde.
Yep.
Play Morgan Wallen. Rom-coms.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, game one was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good game. Everybody seemed to think it was one of the best games they've seen ever, and I thought it was okay. I don't know. It didn't like tickle my fancy, but it was a good game. It was fun to watch.
Well, I feel like maybe it's just because both the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals really seemed like big mismatches.
Yeah.
You know, Edmonton blew out Dallas a bunch of times. The Panthers blew out the Canes several times.
Right.
So to see two teams who were very evenly matched go back and forth and trade the lead and take turns kind of taking over the game,
Yeah.
I think was very exciting for people.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. They are super evenly matched, and even though they're different, it's going to be a close series, I think.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
Unless it's not. I'm just going to put that caveat in there.
Well, it's always good to hedge your bets. So game 2, the big news going into this was that apparently the Panthers had not had Dairy Queen before game 1.
Wow.
So they did go out and find a Dairy Queen before game 2.
Oh, they have Dairy Queen in Canada.
Apparently they have a Dairy Queen in Edmonton, and they went out and found the Dairy Queen and ate it.
All right.
Dairy Queen before game 2.
Nice.
So, obviously this is important.
This is important information.
For camaraderie and superstitions.
Absolutely.
And whatnot.
Yep.
And the DQ did seem to help because Sam Bennett, our favorite, opened the scoring just a few minutes in.
Yeah.
So a little over halfway through the first period, Sam Bennett, quote unquote, fell down and landed on Stuart Skinner. Now, he was technically knocked into by Matthias Ekholm, but Sam Bennett's a big dude and he knows how to plant himself. But it was he got very slightly jostled by Matthias Ekholm. And then it looked like he slipped on a banana peel and flew up in the air and landed on Stuart Skinner. The arms flailing and legs flailing were almost Mason Marchment-esque. But whereas with Mason Marchment, I don't believe he can control his limbs.
Right.
I do believe Sam Bennett can control his limbs. And it just felt a little intentional.
It was... Yeah, I think hockey psychology put it best. We called him the master of accidentally on purpose.
Yes.
Or something like that. And yeah, you had gone to the bathroom or in the kitchen after that face off, and I lost my mind when I saw that unfold. I was like, who was that oh no, it was that fucking guy again. I was like, it was clearly on purpose. I immediately was like, that was on purpose. Whoever did. Oh, and it's Bennett. What do you know? So
because of course it is.
Of course it is. So I don't know. That guy can find another job.
Yes, find another job.
And it really looked like he tried to bring his elbow down too, from my expert opinion.
100%. That arm went up in the air and that elbow came right back towards Skinner's head.
It was like the people's elbow, right? Isn't that a thing in wrestling?
Yeah, that was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was it felt like he was trying to do one of them things. And I tell you what.
There are definitely some people online who are like, no, it was an accident. I'm like, I'm sorry, he does not get benefit of the doubt.
Not at this point.
No.
The man's out there injuring goalies. That's his MO. So I don't know. I was so mad.
You really were. No, you made this outrageous squawk. I guess I would.
I squawked.
You did squawk, and then you paused it. So I came back. Yeah, I was making dinner or something, and then I came back in, and you were like, "Okay, just watch this." And I was like, "What? Did they score off the face off?" And you're like, "Just watch it, just watch it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, now I see why you're so mad." And you were just like, "He needs to be out of the league forever."
Forever.
You were so mad. It was really funny.
So mad.
Because you are definitely the most chill one, and I'm usually the one who isn't a bit of a dramatic person.
Yep. Nope.
But you were not having it.
No, I'm done with that dude. I'm done with his face, his beard, everything about him.
It's all stupid.
It's all dumb.
He's terrible.
Yeah, he's got the cold dead eyes of a psychopath now for me.
It's like shark eyes.
He's got shark eyes, yeah.
But not in the fun Jamie Benn way of I'm unhinged, but just in the I'm calculating.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like Jamie Benn, there's nothing else going on there. But Sam Bennett's thinking too much. With Jamie Benn, you can't really hold it against him. It's all instinct.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So it did seem to annoy the Oilers because they started getting their revenge on the scoreboard. Evander Kane scored a goal, and then Evan Bouchard scored one, and that gave the Oilers a 2-1 lead. And then Seth Jones tied it up for the Panthers, but then Leon Draisaitl was not so fast and scored one. And that goal was really the result of amazing work from Connor McDavid.
That was so stupid. To watch that in real time live, you're like, what the hell? Are you kidding me?
He just smoked
Barkov
and Ekblad.
Yeah.
Just made them look like like juniors players.
It was unbelievable. What a move.
It was just, I mean, he went around them like they were standing still. It was crazy.
And then did a sick pass.
Yeah. And then Leon got it in the net. And it was just like, and then, yeah, you know, he's like pointing to Leon afterwards. And Leon's like, obviously that was you.
Yeah, he's like, I just did like the simple thing there. Like,
yeah,
shot it from my office where I shoot it all the time.
On the replay they showed, I think it was Evan Bouchard just like putting his hand on his head, like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah, he put his hand up on his head. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, when your own teammates who have played with you for years and years are like, how the fuck did he do that? It's next level.
It was bonkers.
It was really cool. It was really cool to watch.
Nope. It was cool.
This is why I'm the writer and you're the tech guy.
It was.
So at the end of the first period, the Oilers were up 3-2, and they had looked pretty dominant throughout the first, but Skinner was making me nervous.
Skinner looked, I mean, Bush at some point was like, I don't know why everyone's like all like down on Skinner, but like he didn't look like he had his shit together. He was just playing fast and loose.
Yeah.
Like,
there were times where he'd like make a save, but like he had like maybe 10% of the goal covered. The rest of it was just wide open. I could have put a puck in there and I can't even stand up on ice skates.
Yeah.
Like,
no, he seemed not on the A game from my expert opinion as a goalie coach.
Yes. And as a podcaster.
Yes.
Yeah. So, the second started and the Panthers started to find their feet. Kulikov and Marchand both scored, which took the score to 4-3 in favor of the Panthers. And then in the third, Bobrovsky just seemed to have an answer for everything that the Oilers were trying.
He took away some shots that probably should have gone in for sure.
Oh, absolutely. No, he was just on something else. It was crazy. But with 18 seconds left in the third period, Scory Perry managed to get one by him.
Yeah.
Also a terrible guy, but he's also been scoring some goals. Him and Sam Bennett are just in a race to see who can be awful and score goals. Got one of them on each side.
Yep.
So that took it to OT, and then this time one OT was not enough. It had to go into second OT.
Yeah, the one night I don't have to like wake up for work the next day and can stay up. They're like, oh yeah, let's do two of these things, and I'm like, oh my god.
You were so mad. You were like, I just want to go to bed. I was like, you can go to bed. You're like, but I don't want to work, so I guess I'll stay up.
Yep.
So it went halfway through second OT. And then, I think it was like 9 minutes in, Brad Marchand broke out and got a shot off, and it just kind of trickled through Stu Skinner.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of an anticlimactic game winner, but it was a game winner nonetheless.
Well, I mean, anticlimactic it was pretty climatic for the old Panthers peeps.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, like just as a viewer, like it was a pretty exciting game, and then just to be like, oh,
I mean, they were all cooked at that point. They were just doing, like they said, just up once and then on the bench. Like they had been playing for so long, so hard.
Yeah, no, they were definitely exhausted at that juncture.
And I feel like right before that face off with Bennett trying to do Bennett shit.
Flinging elbows around.
Yeah, the announcer was like, this feels like it's going to be a game of like whoever has the puck, whoever has last possession is going to win the game. And it was pretty much literally that. Like,
yeah.
45 minutes later or however long. Probably more like 2 days later.
Feels like whoever scores the next goal is going to be the winner in OT.
It was very insightful.
You don't say. Well, I guess the Dairy Queen trip paid off because they...
the Panthers
took it home.
The Panthers looked good. I mean, they haven't really ever looked bad necessarily.
Even when they don't look good, it's just like, oh, they're a little quieter than usual.
Marchand looks so good on that team.
It's like he's always been there.
Yeah.
Like you're like the Bruins who?
Yeah.
Like,
God, those Bruins fans must be just dying right now. They're like
a lot of them are like, I love him so much. He's my captain. I miss him. This is so wrong, but I'm so happy for him. But yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, and the organization, whoever, like what, I can't remember.
Cam Neely and whoever else.
I think Hockey Psychology said, like, who authorized this? Like, seriously, like they knew he was good. He was the captain. Everybody loved him, sort of, you know.
He's also been like underpaid for years. Like he's taken very team friendly deals for years and then was still willing to do so. He just wanted like a longer term. He wanted like 3 years and they only wanted to give him 1 year.
Right.
And that was it. And it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like he was trying to sign like an 8-year deal at age 37 or something.
Right.
3 years is very reasonable.
Yeah.
Like especially for somebody who's still as good as he is.
Yeah, man, what a rip on, and I couldn't be happier for him. He seems happy.
He seems like he's thriving and living his best life.
I mean, he's playing for the friggin' Stanley Cup now instead of like golfing or doing whatever.
Exactly, or like going off to Worlds. Or,
yeah.
No, he's in there. He clearly has like really been absorbed by the team.
Yep.
And you know,
they're talking about like what a leader and voice he is in the locker room. Like, you know.
I mean, it's been said that they have one of the best rooms in the league, and I can see it. Like, yeah, they all clearly like each other and get along.
Yeah. I mean, other than that Sam Bennett guy, it seems like a good room.
I mean, they seem to like him off the ice, I guess, which makes me side-eye them a little bit. But maybe he's fine when he's not trying to murder people.
He's probably okay. I like most of them. Barkov's amazing.
He's great.
How could you not like Barkov?
He's the sweetest.
Rodriguez, I actually don't mind. He's a little twerpy, I think.
He's quite twerpy, but just how could you not love him after that first game and like the stupid faces he made while they were booing him? He just was like, oh, me? Who? Yep. Oh, boo harder. I like it. Like,
boo harder. I like it.
It was just, he was being so coquettish about it. It was adorable.
Officer Bob is great. Obviously, we love him.
Of course, he's fantastic.
Is Seth Jones new? I've really enjoyed him too. I think he's pretty cool.
He's new. He was a trade deadline pickup from Chicago. Yeah, and he was very much like, hello, I'm in Chicago and I would like to leave and go somewhere where I can win, please. I am getting older and I would like to win a game. And he was one of the better players in Chicago this year, and it definitely shows. He's been really good.
So, I mean, it's hard to really hate on them. Unfortunately, I am. And Maurice, too. I still love Maurice, even though I feel like he was a little disingenuous. And, you know, he lost a few points in my book, but he's still like an A. He's not an A+ for me. He's like an A now.
I mean, I don't think you could be that like charismatic and then not sometimes like be kind of a douchebag too.
I mean,
like if you're going to have that much personality, sometimes it's going to rub you the wrong way.
Absolutely.
Same thing with Matthew Tkachuk. Like I completely understand why people hate him.
Yeah.
And I don't always like him, but overall, I have a fondness for him. It was a reluctant fondness. Now it's just a fondness.
Right. So,
and I don't even feel that bad about it. But sometimes I'm just like, oh no, what are you doing? But the thing is, he knows what he's doing. He's doing it on purpose. And so in a way, I'm kind of okay with it because I'm just like, you know what? He's being true to himself. He's being the douchebag that he wants to be. So like, at least he's being upfront about it, I guess.
Yep. No,
I'll take it.
I like a lot of their players. I even like the ones that I don't know much about, like Losterinen and the guy that sounds like
Lundell?
Lundell. Yeah, not Lindell, but Lundell.
So you like the Finnish females?
Yeah, I like the Finnish females.
There you go.
Yeah, we saw something with Losterinen this year when he like got the BMW or something, and he seemed like a pretty interesting guy. So
yeah, no, they just seem like a fun team.
Yep.
I think it's just great when they're in South Florida and they can just like live their lives and not be in like the insane media.
Exactly. Just palm trees and no taxes.
Exactly. So it's been a good first 2 games. So the series is tied 1-1 and the next game is tonight.
It's tonight? Oh, I thought we got another day.
Oh, maybe it is tomorrow. Hang on. I'd have to see.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll watch a game at some point.
It is tomorrow. You have another day.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. I mean, it's exciting to see what's going to go down. I think at this point they're very clearly matched evenly, and you know, if Florida wins, I won't be surprised, and if Edmonton wins, I'll be happy for them.
Yeah, I'm still definitely pulling for Edmonton. I really don't know how it's going to go at this point, but Edmonton wants it. Like you can tell they are hungry for it.
They are focused in a way that we haven't seen before, I think.
It is maybe hurting them to have lost Zach Hyman a bit.
For sure.
Just that physical presence is somebody who is really helpful against a Florida team. But at the same time, like they're, you know, after the first game, they like FaceTimed him after the win and they did a group photo and they had him on the phone.
Nice.
Like help
that's
to
fun.
Be part of the group photo.
Yeah.
So that was sweet. And so, they definitely are, I think, playing for him as well. So
yeah, for sure. And, I do like Edmonton players as well. Bouchard, who's never been on my radar, is like crushing it out there.
He's very good. He's the opposite of Thomas Harley. Instead of an old man trapped in a young man's body, he's a young man trapped in an old man's body. That guy's only like 25 or something.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's Bizarro Harley.
No, he was born with a mortgage and 3 kids. It's not an original joke to me. I've seen other people make it. But it's true.
No, yeah. No, I've been very impressed with him.
He's been really good.
Yeah.
No, he's great. And yeah, I mean, obviously Connor and Leon are really fantastic, but he is 25 by the way.
He's 25.
He's 25.
That's funny.
Yeah, and Connor and Leon are always great, but like it's just the depth have really stepped up, and everyone's pulling their weight.
Yeah, didn't somebody score a goal that's never scored a goal in like a playoff or something?
Last round, Jeff Skinner scored against Dallas.
Oh, that was against Dallas. Okay.
But that was because it was the first time he'd ever made it to the playoffs. But still, he did it, and he also had only played, I think, 2 games throughout the playoffs before that. He's usually the healthy scratch.
Yep.
So, but also the Oilers were very excited for him.
Yep.
I've seen behind the scenes video where they were like over the moon for him.
Yep.
And then Kapanen's been great. And
Kapanen, yeah. Like what a story for him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put on waivers by Buffalo. And now he's just like, oh, what?
He almost had a goal in game 2 there. Like he's been looking great. I think Eklund being back is great because he's kind of awesome. Ekholm.
Yeah, Eklund is Panthers.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Or no, Eklund's Sharks. Ekblad is Panthers. There's so many Ekkies.
Oh man. Well, anyway, yeah, he's got a great beard, and he's just really fantastic to watch as well.
He's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent out there on that ice this year.
There really is. So it could go either way. I'm excited to keep watching.
Yep.
I'm sure you're excited for it to be over at this point because it's been a long season.
I'm good with it ending. If it's obviously we've at least got 3 more games.
Yeah, minimum of 3 more games.
So
So you got at least another week of this, babe.
Yep.
But we shall persevere. It's going to be good hockey. So
it is good hockey. These have been good games to watch.
They've been good games. So I will take that. And that's going to be the end of regulation for this week's episode of Ice is Slippery. You can find us on Tumblr, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Instagram at Ice is Slippery Pod. You can also email us at iceisslipperypod@gmail.com, where we would love to get suggestions for games and hear your hockey hot takes. Until next week, stay out of the penalty box.